welcome to Elite Speakers Hiding Behind the Pages 40 Men Interview Series. I'm Shakitha Owens.
And I'm Tracy Brooks, your co-founder of Elite Speakers. Today, we are so excited to bring to you a special interview with someone who is not only have a great story to tell, but he's also a part of the 40 Women and 40 Men interview series. So without further ado, we'd like to introduce to you Mr. Big Boom, the bodyguard to the stars. Boom, how are you?
What's going on, ladies? What's going on?
We're good. How are you?
I didn't know I looked this mean till I got on this computer. I'm so used to being on stage. I'm trying to get in my face where it look a little more friendly.
Well, you look just friendly to us. We're just glad you're able to get on here and join with us today on this 40 Men interview series, because it's very important that men share their story. Yeah. And what we're doing today is we're allowing you to kick off the series, which I'm so excited, right? Yes. So thank you so much for even being a part of the series, coming to share your testimony. And what we like for you to do is not give up everything, but just give our listening audience a little bit of background about your, I would say, your transition, because you come from very humble beginnings, and then you end up this big time bodyguard to the stars. Tell us about that whole.
So you saying it's going to be 40 men on here that you're interviewing?
Yes.
Why don't you just run a contest, see who's the best? let the audience pick who was the most entertaining, who was the best.
That's a thought.
Well, well, we don't want to. We want to share testimonies.
Uh-huh.
I don't think there's one story that can outdo the other. I think they're all on their own level, just as important as the next story. But your story is our exclusive, because not only is your story important and is as important as the next story, but you're a part of the Elite Speakers Prep series. Like, they actually get to go inside behind the man, behind the star.
Well, I was raised in the streets, and I was raised by fools. You know, back in my day, because I'll be 65 in April. So back in my day, all the men was good men back there, but you had some that was players and that was fools. And I just happened to be part of them, because it was my father, my grandfather, and all the guys down the street. I just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Wow. So when you say raised up around fools, give us an example of what you mean by a fool.
Womanizing, cheating, abuse, men abusing women, men taking women's money, turning them into prostitutes, and all kind of stuff. And I got to see that as a little kid, and I just happened to grow up and merge into the same deal, because you are part of your environment.
That is true. That is true. And with that being said, as a kid, when you saw those things, were you impressed by the things that you saw, or were you amazed at, like, oh my gosh, how could this be going on?
No, I was like, oh, this is manhood. Okay, cool. Let me get with the program.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So at what age did you feel like you need to get with the program?
As young as probably about 8, 9 years old. You know, try to talk the talk. Didn't know how to walk the walk, but I tried to talk the talk.
Wow. Wow. So 8 years old, you're walking this walk of a fool.
Yeah.
Womanizing, doing all the things that
on a bicycle. On a bicycle.
On a bicycle.
Yeah.
Wow.
I used to go down on what they call a host road, where all the prostitutes be waiting on men to come and give them money and buy sex from them. And I'll be on my bicycle down there trying to talk the talk. They wasn't listening to me, but at least I got plenty of practice in.
I don't mean to laugh, boo, but you know, your story has always fascinated me to the highest height of entertainment, only because I know where you are now. And it's just like, I could really appreciate your humble beginnings, but it's sometimes the way you phrase things that really.
Well, you know, I went from a womanizer to a woman advisor.
Mm.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well,
about woman advisor?
At some point, you have to grow up and wonder what's going to happen to me if I stay on this same path.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see darkness, it's time to walk toward the light. All I could see is what made me change is I started looking at my retirement plan. And I kept seeing me in an old raggedy Cadillac with orange shoes on and an old colorful suit on, and a woman in the back seat waking up with a wig on crooked. I didn't see no good, that wasn't no good retirement for me. So what I decided to do is go try to get a job so I can have some retirement pay and have a reason to retire.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. Shakita,
It does. So from going to a woman advisor boom, from a womanizer to a woman advisor, I know that you have also written some books on that to try to help women, you know, and through advising women, you've written some books. Can you tell us about those books that you've written?
Well, I wasn't really trying to write a book, but I made God a deal. I told him, if you help me find a wife that I can live with and can't live without, I'll go tell somebody. Well, instead of trying to tell one person at a time, I just say, well, if I put it in a book and everybody read my book, I can tell everybody at the same time. So that started me to write my book. I was invited on stage, a girl named Lynn Hayes that was on the radio. She had a for women only, a ladies night out or something. And she had these guys that written this book. It was like 7 guys, and all of them was players. Some of them was married, and a bunch of confusion going on. A couple of them couldn't make it. So they invited me to sit on stage. Well, they told the other guys to sit down and let me talk. I was just a guest. And they were like, where your book at? I'm like, I don't have no book. So they kind of planted a seed in my head that I needed a book. And I went home that same night, told my wife, I'm gonna write a book. And I wrote a book.
wow. Amazing.
Not How to Duck a Sucker, but what's your
No, it was if you want closure in your relationship, start with your legs.
Yeah.
And I decided to call it that because I figured one thing out. A woman never have a problem out of a man until she opens legs.
Mm.
But
That's true.
Here's the problem. Every man knows that a woman's legs is her closest friend, and one day they're apart.
But not every woman is aware of that theory, boom. So how do we educate them?
Well, you got to realize that until you have sex with a man, you can almost get anything you want from it. It's after you have sex, he start getting stingy because you done ran out of what he wants. You might not ran out of it, but he got enough to be satisfied with it.
Well, what about the ones that are in a relationship, but they just not satisfied by their man?
Well, you the one picked him. You understand? First thing you got to do is realize what you really need in your life, what you want out of a man, not just grabbing one because he's a man.
Right.
See, stop getting bed warmers.
Ladies, did
That's
y'all?
what you're really doing. You're grabbing bed warmers, something to keep that bed warm.
Oh,
but you have to stop making sex the most important thing in your life and in your relationship.
I can agree with that.
Moving forward should be one of the main things in your relationship. Moving forward and being blessed, get your blessings by being one, and doing a little God worshiping where he can help you understand what you need in your life. If you can't find God, you can't find the right man because you don't know what you're supposed to be no way.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. When you found the right woman, because obviously you found the right woman, you wrote that book.
Yeah. Yeah, I found the right woman. Well, I didn't find her. I think God found her for me because I asked him to help me find a wife I can live with, can't live without. But only problem was when I asked him, she came like a month later or something, and it was really too fast because I really had some more things to do. But you know, I was like, not right now, God. I mean, I'm talking about, you know, give me a little time. But you know, once the gift comes, you either take it or you leave it.
That's right. That's right.
I took it about 22 years ago, and I'm still enjoying it.
Amen. Well, that is a beautiful story. And we all know that you are definitely an expert when it comes to relationships due to all of this plethora of women that you've experienced in your lifetime. If you were to leave some advice for our women that are watching and for our men when it comes to finding the perfect person or allowing God to present that person to them, what would that be?
Well, one thing a woman got to realize, you know, there's so many women out here because men are turning gay, going to prison, or dying out, killing each other. And you have to know once you get a man, he probably not going to be what he used to be. It ain't going to be what he going to be. You know, it's going to be a few things leaving once you get him probably. By the time you get a good one, you really get some few leftovers. But leftovers is good sometimes if you warm it up right. But so it's a certain word that you have to listen to when a man want to come in. That don't mean we coming in right now. It just means the thought is in our head. Baby, I'm tired. Just something that simple. Baby, I'm tired. That means I'm so tired of this mess. I wish there was a way out. That's what you listen to. Just little simple things a man starts saying. And it's a woman somewhere can make him feel like I finally found it. Because here the thing is, we love fine. Men love fine, but when we ready to settle down, we really just looking for final lead.
I know that.
I finally found it. That's what we're really looking for. And you don't have to be the finest thing in the world because, you know, them looks start getting pushed around after a certain age, you know. That's why you see so many men trying to grab young ladies because they still have it. Well, but to have them, you're going to have more than what you got.
Yeah.
We settle in at some point. We settle in. It's probably when we ain't what we used to be. That's what I'm trying to say.
More likely towards the latter end than when you're still got it. Correct.
But there's still some good stuff left in them because we really didn't use all the important stuff, you know, while we were running the streets. We were just using our players card and our swab, you know, trying to move around on you. We just using all that up, but we didn't use our heart. Our heart really still brand new. So you're going to get a brand new heart and an old ass. Sorry about that. Old behind if you're going to cut it.
Ben, can you tell us about, because I've been following your page and I just love the boomism. About the boomisms.
Well, boomisms, it's something that my advice, I always give people good advice. And one day a guy said, man, you need to write that stuff down, because once you say stuff, a lot of times you can't think of what you said.
Mm-hmm.
So for the last 9 years, I've been writing a boomism every day. Mm-hmm. You go to Facebook, Big Boom the Bodyguard on Facebook, and you can read my boomism every day. I send them out every day for the last 9 years. You have to have a lot of information and live a long time to be able to send out something every day that can help somebody.
Yeah, that's good.
Yes, yes.
And they all God sent, because sometimes I read them, I can't believe I wrote
them. Because I share them on my page at times. So
I sure appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm going to do something with them. I'm going to make a book out of them or something. I don't even know. I have so many of them. I'm going to end up doing something with them.
That's good.
A lot of women tell me, you need to be in the church saying this stuff, because preachers don't let you hear this kind of stuff. See, the thing about a lot of preachers is, you they sheep, you they flock. They don't want nobody coming in there pausing their mind. They just want you to hear from them, a lot of them. Because I asked a lot of preachers to let me come in and talk. They don't want to be bothered with me because I'm telling too much of the truth.
Yes, yes. Well, I surely listen and read your boomisms every single. I am so inspired and encouraged every time. Sometimes I laugh, sometimes I want, I reflect. Sometimes I know some sort of emotion when I read those boomisms. So to put them in a book, that's going to be an awesome for whoever decides to pick that copy. But speaking of copies, right. Shakita, there's another book that you published, How to Duck a Sucker.
How to Duck a Sucker. It's really the stuff I left out of my first book. My first book is my baby because it was my first love. But my second one is good because it's things that I left out, and it's a different angle on how to keep from running into men that's no good. But men get mad at me because I wrote these 2 books, but what I try to explain to them is it's just good reading, and you can have the same woman that was finna be the fool for you anyway, because very few of you women read something and go by it, live by it. Y'all just like, oh, that was good. I got a date. I got to go.
Well, I've never read books, and let me tell you something. I'm the epitome of being cautious and not just throwing it out there and win.
Yeah. Now, let me tell you something. My book will make you lonely. It's because it'll make you have to get exactly what you're looking for instead of settling for less. So you'll accuse me of, it wasn't for you, I have a man. Yeah, you'll have some kind of man, but it won't be the one you want.
Wow. That's right. That's right. And I will say this, reading the book, and Shakita, I know you've read it too as a married woman, but reading your book as a single woman, it really makes you look at the guys that you date and what you accept and what you don't and what you really want. So ladies, if you have not gotten your copy of If You Want Closure to Your Relationship, Start With Your Legs, which is a valuable and plethora of just information and tips and all kinds of knowledge on the way men think.
Yeah. There's so many mistakes women make in life, and it'd be little bitty stuff that turn into a big mountain. Yeah. You know, if women still walk on the side of the curb where the traffic is, you're in a man's place. See, maybe that's why you don't have a man, because you're in a man's place.
So we look forward to having you speaking at the speaking engagements, and you just never know where Boom is going to pop up, because he is the solution and he always has an answer for any question.
I have it for you, girl. All you got to do is ask me. I don't have to tell you to wait till tomorrow. Let me check with my daddy. I'm just going to tell you straight out right away.
Yes, yes.
Well, I just love your whole platform, Boom, as far as being the solution. I just
Yeah.
love the solution, because in your boomisms, in your book, How to Duck a Sucker, and just all of the material that you're sharing, I think that it's helpful, not just for single women, but for married women as well. I started reading the other book that you wrote, and I mean, it's really some good information in there. So I did hide my book because I saw that off in there, not to let men get a hold to it.
Don't give it all away.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, Shanita, about married women. You know how many divorces happen every year. You don't never know how long you're gonna be married. So you might well stay ready to keep getting ready with this information, because you might need it sooner than later.
Yeah, it's some good information. Some good information. And I mean it's good for sharing, for those women that I'm friends with that are single. So it's really
Yeah.
good information. So I just love, the and the charity behind it, that you just giving the books away a lot of times.
Yeah.
Even when you're not selling them. So I just love it.
Here the thing is, you got to understand. These days, we got too many people in our business because we put our business out on the internet. Back in the day, everything was a secret, so you last longer because everybody tried to stay out of your business, and if they did, they would only tell their friends, not you. These days, you know right away, and everybody telling everybody. Now you ashamed, embarrassed, so you leave your house because somebody said somebody done something.
Mm-hmm.
It's too much interference now.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely is. Definitely is.
Yes.
And now you gotta act tough. Here one funny thing about women. Women put up with a lot of mess until their girlfriend find out. And when the girlfriend find out, you gotta be Billy Bad behind and to show her that you ain't taking no mess off him. But if she didn't know, you'll come to work with black eyes, all kind of stuff.
Wow.
Most of it.
Wow.
It's sad, but it's true, Boom, and that's why I'm so grateful for you, the solution, to be available at these events that we host, to be a part of the Speakers Elite platform, because there is a lot of pain that women will be sharing with their stories. They've dealt with abuse, they've dealt with financial abuse, they've dealt with sexual abuse, they just dealt with being tore down. And a lot of them don't know how to rebuild. And that's where you come and bring the lighter side, but you bring the solution to the program. And for that, we're grateful. And we look forward to you bringing the solution to the Elite Speakers platform. And again, we thank you for joining us today for our kickoff on the 40 Men interview series. How dope. It doesn't get any better than this.
Yeah, well, I think it'd be a success because anytime women here is going to be 40 men somewhere, they going to show up.
Yeah.
They might not show up for me just one, but 40 men there, I'm going to get me a man today. At least I'll be there to help you check him.
Yes. Well, Shakita,
He have some books on hand. He will have some books on hand.
Oh, yeah, I have some books.
Yes. Well, is there one last thing that you would like to leave our viewing audience on this first edition of Hiding Behind the Pages, the 40 Men interview series?
Well, I just want to tell women to stop being so desperate because you're not dead yet. You got plenty of time for a man. Where's the fire? What you're rushing for? Only fools rush in.
That's good. That's powerful.
Well, ladies,
like
you
you're
have
gonna
heard
die
it here
tomorrow.
first.
Oh Lord, I need a man. My clock is ticking. Well, your clock is ticking when you got a man that ain't treating you right too.
Wow.
Yep. Wow. Well, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. The solution. This is Talk to Tracy Brooks, your co-founder of Elite Speakers.
And Shakita Owens, speaking on purpose.
And
I'm
we
Big
just
Boom.
thank
I'm
y'all
signing
today. Thank you so much, Big Boom, for joining us. We appreciate you. We love you to life.
Yeah.
We appreciate you, y'all. That is the solution. And y'all don't want to miss when he is there in the building March the 7th and the 8th. Yes. And also a part of the Elite Speaker Prep Series.
Yes.
Thank you,
Y'all for
ladies.
tuning in.
Thank you.
Speakers.
All right. Big boom out.
Wow, that was such an invigorating interview.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Boom, for joining us today. We hope you all enjoyed this story. And you know what? It doesn't matter where you start. It's just how do you finish? Do you get to the finish line?
Yes.
And he is the epitome of change. So, ladies, again, we hope this segment has blessed you in some kind of way. Men, if you're hiding behind the pages, please join us at elitespeakers.weebly.com to share your story. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can do so by going to our YouTube channel at Elite Speakers Program and subscribe to the channel today. And you can also find us on Facebook at Elite Speakers Prep Series, ESPS. Thank y'all so much. I'm your co-founder, Tracy Brooks.
And I'm your co-founder, Shakitha Owens. And we just thank you all for joining.
Thank y'all. See y'all next time.
Bye-bye.